Cheap tablets from China often seem an amazing deal on paper, but in reality you often notice strong weaknesses. We haven't tested any Chinese tablets for a long time, but now we dare again with the Shui HiPad Max, which is 10 inches big and costs around $200. For that, it offers a Full HD display, plenty of RAM and storage, as well as LTE and GPS. In this video, you learn what the HiPad Max can do and which weaknesses it has. Visually and haptically, the HiPad Max makes a good impression. It has a 10.36-inch display, weighs 440 grams and is 8mm thin. The back of the device feels rough and is made of an aluminum alloy. Overall, the tablet looks like many other tablets. The cameras are not good. They are at most suitable for snapshots and occasional video chats. It offers a 5-megapixel front camera and an 8-megapixel back camera. However, the microphone quality is relatively good, so the tablet is quite suitable for video chats despite the low picture quality. The display of the Shui HiPad Max is 10.36 inches in size, offers 60 Hz and a resolution of 2000 by 1200 pixels. It's great that it's a laminated display. It offers a relatively low pixel density of 225 ppi, which is sufficient considering the price and the size of the display. The screen is also sufficiently bright with 400 nits, but for outdoors, a bit more is always better. We are somewhat disappointed by the tablet's low viewing angle stability. If you do not look straight ahead at the device, the picture gets noticeably darker and less contrasty. The color and contrast values of the Shui HiPad Max are otherwise okay. As expected, the IPS panel is not outstanding, but it is good enough for watching movies, surfing the web, or occasional gaming. Speaking of watching movies, the HiPad Max has an L1 wideband level and thus offers the possibility to stream Netflix in HD. Most Chinese tablets, even those from Shui, cannot do that. The tablet has 2 speaker slots at the top and bottom edges. The sound is relatively one-dimensional and flat. When the volume of the Shui HiPad Max is increased too much, the trebles overdrive and the sound becomes very tinny. This problem is noticeable from about 70% volume. Overall, we are rather disappointed by the sound quality of the speakers. However, the sound is good enough to occasionally watch videos on YouTube. However, we could recommend using headphones for a better entertainment experience. Unfortunately, they can only be connected using Bluetooth or USB-C. The HiPad Max is equipped with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 688-core processor, and the Adreno 610 GPU is responsible for the graphics. It's nice to see that the HiPad Max is equipped with 8 GB of RAM. This ensures that apps do not close so quickly in the background. Furthermore, the tablet offers 128 GB of storage capacity, which can be expanded by up to another 512 GB via microSD card. Furthermore, it not only supports Wi-Fi, but also LTE and GPS, and it even has 2 SIM card slots. It achieves a solid result in the Geekbench 5 benchmark test, so the CPU performance is a tiny bit better than Samsung's Galaxy Tab A8, which offers less storage and no LTE for the same price. The slightly more expensive Galaxy Tab S6 Lite is a bit faster. The S6 Lite is also faster than the HiPad Max in the 3D Mark Wildlife test, and the A8's graphics performance is slightly stronger in this test as well. So Shui could be a bit better in terms of graphics performance. Our real-world test confirms the measured results. Especially on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, gaming feels noticeably smoother compared to the HiPad Max. In addition, higher graphics settings are available on the Samsung than on the Shui. PUBG Mobile runs smoothly in the lowest graphics setting, Smooth. If you set the graphics to balanced, the gameplay is less smooth. Textures also load visibly. This means that trees or the ground in front of you only gradually take shape. This creates a not very immersive gameplay. Higher graphics settings than balanced are not available. Apex Legends can be played smoothly in the graphics quality smooth and frame rate normal. The setting normal is also playable and no serious frame rate drops are felt. All settings beyond that are not selectable. However, the game does not really look good on the available graphics settings. Moderate tasks like Netflix, surfing or gaming with medium to low settings are handled well by the tablet though. Simple multitasking is also possible, but not much more. The operating system itself is stable. However, everything seems a bit smoother and faster when comparing it to Samsung's tablets. Android 12 is pre-installed. It's unclear whether or how many updates it will receive. The nice thing is that the tablet continues to come with pure Android. Only the Google Suite and some systems apps are pre-installed. The iPad Max has a 7000 mAh battery, which does not offer us the best performance, sadly. In our battery test, the iPad Max achieved a runtime of 6 hours. For this, we ran an HD YouTube video in an endless loop at maximum brightness. It's also worth mentioning that the tablet only supports 10-watt slow charging. However, at this price point, that is acceptable. For around $200, the Shubi iPad Max is a clear recommendation. With the solid Snapdragon 680 octa-core processor combined with 8GB of RAM and 120GB of storage capacity, the tablet offers a nice overall package and sufficient performance considering the price. Even 4G and GPS are included, and it can stream Netflix in HD quality. The display is laminated and sufficiently sharp and bright. However, the viewing angle stability in particular could be a little bit better. And we were not convinced by the speakers, which overdrive at high volume. We also do not know if or how many updates will be released. If you're looking for an inexpensive tablet with LTE and as much storage as possible, the iPad Max is a pretty good choice. However, the competition is strong. If you would rather have a tablet from a more well-known manufacturer, then the Samsung Galaxy Tab A8 is a good alternative, which we also tested, of course. I do not recommend the 32GB version anymore, but the 64GB version costs about the same as the Shubi. It does not come with LTE, but it does come with Samsung software and support, and you can also get it with LTE when you are willing to pay a little bit more.